Hey baby, won't you look my way? I can be your new addiction. So I was spending the past few days trying to figure out which video I wanted to make. It's not a lack of video ideas necessarily. It's more of too many ideas and I kind of like stun lock myself. But I was watching this YouTuber named Kiwi Tapes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't know much about Kiwi Tapes. From what I've seen, seems like a pretty alright dude. He's a drama tuber, and I've always had a love-hate relationship with drama tubing because there's really a thin line to walk when it comes to it, right? Like, there's wrong ways and there's right ways to do drama tubing, and the line between them is so unbelievably thin that it's very easy to step over that line. And so I'm very careful with what drama tubers I tend to watch. Really, my biggest ones that I watch are Swoop and iNabber, and a couple of others here and there, but Kiwi Tape seems to be okay. And I ended up catching myself watching this 9-video playlist on a guy called Nova Online. Now, I'm going to leave the whole playlist link down below because what the description I'm about to give you is 100% not going to do anywhere near the justice that this character is. Nova Online is an early 20s person who is a sex pest, is been known to DM minors, befriend minors, and even get on video calls with minors where he, and I swear this is real, pretends to be a toddler on that video call. He's part of something called the age regression community. Now, I don't know much about the age regression community, but apparently it is a group of people who, I can't tell if it's a fetish or not, but they get off on wearing diapers, sucking on pacifiers, and pretending to be toddlers. On top of that, Nova Online also has an incredibly filthy house that every single year that passes is just more and more trash that is stacked nearly to the ceiling. He almost never looks clean. He's not exactly groomed. He always looks very greasy and dirty. A couple of times I've seen him with, we used to call them granny beads. They were basically like this dirt ring that you get around your neck. Little kids get them from like playing outside and sweating a lot. I don't know if it's just a South Louisiana thing, because I mean, just existing in South Louisiana has you soaked from head to toe. It's very moist down there. But sweating and being outside will often generate like this dirt ring in the fold of your neck. Again, we used to call them granny beads. If you know what I'm talking about, tell me what you used to call them from your home state. But a couple of times I've seen him with those, and his shirts are always like very unkempt. They're always at like these weird angles that you can tell he does what a lot of fat people do. And I'm fat, so I know this, where like you like spend a lot of time doing this. And so his shirts are all like worn out and very gross looking. He's also a public nuisance. He tends to get in public spaces and loudly film his videos, and he's been kicked out of a bar and I'm almost certain a restaurant as well. He also has the inability to hold down a job. Now, I'm not talking about he starts a job and then he quits it because he doesn't like it anymore. I'm talking about he's been getting fired. He gets fired from every single job that he gets because he has piss poor work ethic. A lot of people have speculated he also has really bad attendance. His ex-coworkers on several occasions have come out to talk about how horrible he was to work with and all this other shit. So, generally speaking, this guy is the perfect target for trolls and online harassers. This kind of breed of content is known as a LOLCow. Now, I did not realize until, I'd say probably earlier this year, that the LOLCow genre of people is enormous. I used to think it was only like Darkside Phil, Boogie Oogie, Wings of Redemption, I think Creepshow Art was in that category. Like, that's what I used to think, like, that was, like, only those four. It turns out those are just the most famous four. There's an entire, like, catalog of these people who are basically perfect targets for losers on the internet that get joy out of hurting other people. And to be fair, I'm not saying that covering these people like Nova Online, Wings of Redemption, Darkside Phil, Chris Chan is what the biggest LOLCow of all time, I think. I'm not saying that covering these people, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who like specifically go out of their way to target and harass these people to get reactions. Now, I'm in no way defending Nova Online. While there is a couple of things that I can understand, like, for example, not having a perfect house, you know, I've been depressed. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to, you know, not pick up things when you should, and to one day kind of wake up and go, what the fuck have I been living in, and just do like this massive spring clean. I know what it's like to be tired from a day's work. I mean, he doesn't work, but I know what it's like to be tired from that kind of thing and just really not want to do anything, right? But you don't put that on camera, is what I'm saying, right? Like, I would not, like, my floor is clean, right? My bed's never made in my videos, but I mean, sue me, I guess. I don't make my bed, woo, right? But like, I have a bad habit of coming home from work and just stripping down to my birthday suit and falling in my bed. I don't care where the clothes ended up. I don't care where any of that ended up. Or I'll come home and I'll change into my pajama pants and sit at my computer for a couple hours, you know, and watch some anime or write in my novel, which, hey, I got another chapter done. Very proud of myself on that one. And I wrote another short horror story, but that's beside the point. The point is that I get it, right? I get how your room can become messy. Not just a little messy, but very messy, especially when the depression hits you, and it's very hard to come back from that. But you will never see that, because I will never make a video with that kind of background. I will never make a video with the trash can overflowing and clothes all over the floor and things like that. I will never make a video with my house in complete disarray behind me, because I know better, right? And you should know better. So anyway, I understand that part. But of course, I'm not going to defend the sex pest, the trying to hook up with minors, the absolutely horrible work ethic. That is atrocious. The way that he basically treats his mom as a he's a freeloader, right? He's a freeloader. He can't give any money to his mom because he doesn't work. He doesn't make enough money from TikTok to pay his share of the bills. So he's basically doing nothing, and it seems like his mom is disabled, and also his mom has gotten harassed, his uncle has gotten harassed, although I think his uncle passed away, if I remember correctly. I haven't finished the whole playlist, but I think I heard something about that. So I can't defend that part, right? I'm not defending him. I'm not defending Boogie Oogie, Darkside Phil, Wings of Redemption, Chris Chan, any of that. But I do think that people who go out of their way to harass and target and bully LOLCows are equally as big of losers as the LOLCows themselves. If your entire existence is trying to get reactions out of people on the internet, I feel like you need to figure some stuff out, right? Like, you really need to reevaluate your life, because there's got to be better shit for you to do. But that's not what this video is about, even though I'm 9 minutes into this video. What this video is about is, I don't understand why we're so obsessed with these kinds of people in general, right? From the trolls that harass and target these LOLCows, to the YouTubers that make documentaries on them, to people like me who sit down and watch close to 5 hours of content breaking down everything this guy has done. And that's really... allergy season is kicking my ass, bro. That's really what I was going, and that's really what I wanted to make this video on. About halfway through the 4th or 5th video in this playlist, I leaned back and I asked myself out loud, I said, why am I watching this? Why am I sitting here watching this YouTuber break down every instance of this guy's online presence and talk about it? Because, like I said, Kiwi Tape seems like an alright dude. I've not seen any red flags from him. He hasn't said anything that's particularly, like, shown me that he's one of those drama tubers, the ones that only do this because they want to point and laugh and poke fun at people. He does seem like he has a genuine interest in documenting some of the internet's absolute worst human beings. His most recent video was on this really creepy father-daughter duo, where the father is, like, so obviously romantically attracted to his daughter, but he's brainwashed her into thinking otherwise. It's fucked up, fucking disturbing. But that's another example. Why am I watching this? Why am I so enthralled with this kind of stuff? And then I realized something. LOLCows are the new reality TV. right? And I guess calling them new is kind of like not all there, because we've had LOLCows since like 2007, before the collapse of cable and things like that. But that's what they are, right? Back when I used to watch reality TV, right? MTV Cribs, Pimp My Ride, Bachelor and the Bachelorette. One of my favorite ones was called Room Raiders. That's what it was. Room Raiders. Room Raiders was an absolutely insane show. Basically, what they would do is they would collect these people and all these single people, and then another single person would decide who to date based off of their room. Like the showrunners, the showrunners would show up out of nowhere without warning, remove all pictures of the person from their house, bundle them out of their room as is, and then bring a camera crew and a stranger into these people's homes. It was so fucking weird. There was parental control where the parents would like, they would like hate the person their child was dating, so they would like choose two people through like an interview series, and those two people would take their child out on a date, and then the child at the end of the day, if I ever got broken up with on fucking MTV because my parents or my significant other's parents picked somebody else for them to date, I'd fucking drink bleach, bro. I would drink bleach. You're never coming back from that. You're never I would love to do a video on those. I wonder if I can find old episodes of those easily. Probably not easily. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, LOLCows are basically that. They're basically the reality TV show, and it's because LOLCows put every single ounce of their lives on the internet. And they don't do it on purpose. They don't do it like vloggers do it, right? They do it on accident when they think they're doing something else. And because they do this, and because they react to everything, look, I get it, man. Okay, as an autistic person, I understand the pathological need to be understood, the pathological need to respond. Like, you feel like if you could just clear up what is a misunderstanding, then those people will be on your side and you'll be all good. And if you're anything like me, you just want to let bygones be bygones with a lot of people. You just want to settle things and be like, hey, look, I know you don't like me, I don't particularly like you, but if we could just keep everything to the truth, we could let live and let live, right? And sometimes I would even be willing to be friends with some of these people. But you can't, because these people don't care, right? They don't care about the truth. They're the random trolls that are like fucking in your comment section, saying things to piss you off, the people clipping every single second of your live streams, the people who are like emailing you phishing links so they can hack your account and shit. These people don't care about the truth, whether or not it's the truth, right? These people don't care about whether or not you're not a bad person anymore, although a lot of these LOLCows have not changed in the slightest. They're still horrible people. These people don't care. So you don't react, and when you don't react, you don't feed them, and then they move on and they find somebody else to go harass who is going to react to them. It's a hard lesson to learn, and one that I unfortunately had to learn last year. But at the end of the fucking day, these people are taking it so much further, right? Like, I block and ban a lot of people. It's just easier that way. You just see somebody who's being a piece of shit, you block, you ban, and then you go on and you do your own thing. But these people, like this Nova Online guy, will sit here and make entire like chains of TikToks responding to the trolls and getting one over on the like, okay, so for example, right, a lot of people have like latched on to how dirty his house is. So instead of cleaning up his fucking house before he makes videos, he does a series called Cleaning the House Saga. And he says in the beginning of the series, you know, the trolls aren't gonna like this one. No, they love that shit. Because now they get to see every little piece of trash that's been sitting there for Sithis knows how long, and they get to make fun of you for it. You don't need to do that. But back to my whole LOLCows are reality TV, right? The reason so many of us are obsessed with this is because of the reality TV, I guess, spark or formula of these guys being like characters. They're caricatures. They're characters on a show. And that's why so many people are so willing to attack them and harass them and provoke reactions, because they're to the point where they're unbelievable. Like, it blows my mind that somebody like this Nova Kid exists. It blows my mind that people like Wings of Redemption, Boogie Oogie, these pathological liars, these people who like are easily proven, like for example, right, this Nova kid, this is my biggest point, this is my closest point of reference. Obviously I know about Darkside Phil and other locals and that, but this Nova kid says he's boycotting Walmart after they fired him, but then like every 10 videos he's buying something new from Walmart. Or he'll like this is so stupid, he'll order a pizza and then he will film a video and he'll be like, somebody ordered a pizza to my house to try to troll me, but instead, I'm going to turn it into a food review. No, they fucking didn't. No, nobody paid for a pizza to go to your house, dude. Nobody did that as a troll. Nobody buys people free food as a troll. So like he's got this insane pathological lying, and he's never actually like addressed any of the DMing minors and being on video chat with minors and things like that. He's just called it all fake. He's like Donald Trump, right? Fake news, fake news. He's just called it all fake with nothing to back it up. He said the DM screenshots are obviously photoshopped. I've looked at them. There's nothing to indicate that they're photoshopped, and that's not to mention the fact that there's a literal fucking video of him on a video call with a minor pretending to be a toddler. Like, we have that. It's there. We can fucking see it, bro. To quote Chris Rock, we know what you look like. Okay? We are well aware that it's you. So that's what I'm talking about. These guys have the same appeal that reality TV does, and that's why the internet is so obsessed with them. Again, whether you're one of the loser trolls that are just trying to invoke a reaction, whether you're one of the documentarians just trying to put all of these into a timeline so that other people can see what's going on, or you're someone like me who randomly through a 5.5 hour playlist go, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I watching this? You're watching this because they're reality TV, because they are the closest thing to the new age reality TV that we have. They are genuinely some of the most bizarre human beings on the planet. And I hate doing this. I hate talking about other people like this, but it's the only thing that I could think of to describe the utter fascination with not only LOLCows in general, but trying to find other LOLCows, trying to find other people like these people to latch onto, is because they're bizarre. They're bizarre people. But yeah, I'll leave Kiwi Tapes' YouTube in the description. Like I said, as far as I can see, he seems like a pretty decent guy. I haven't really seen anything to give me any red flags. And if you want to watch up on this, if you're, I warn you, some of the stuff gets pretty dark. This dude is incredibly insane. But yeah, check him out, I guess. Very interesting. Other than that, hope you guys have a good one. And I'm going to go back to eating my yogurt.